Hey everyone, welcome to Whole Artist Mastery. I'm Marianne Mitchell. Today I'm going to be returning to this painting, which in the previous video, Developing a Painting by Integrating Feeling and Thinking, I talked about how what my connection is emotionally or spiritually, on a more intuitive level, connecting with this painting. And then how that informs my decisions about line, color, shape, value, and texture, or the visual language that we have to work with. And I mentioned that I was going to go back into this area next. So that's what I'm going to do today. My thought about this painting, or really my feeling that I'm compelled to express here at this point, is that I want this area to be like this porthole that you can go into and feel safe and secure, almost like a womb-like experience. And so to achieve that in my feeling and thinking, I want to bring some warm, very dark value warm color in here so that it feels warm and inviting within the darkness. So I'm going to make a color and we'll see what happens. So I have the color here on my palette knife and I'm going to hold it up with the blue behind it, and I think that's about right. So always remember, when you have an intention about where you want to go or what kind of mark or what kind of color, always know that you know what you are intending to do without knowing exactly how it's going to happen and how it's going to show up after you apply it. So we'll see if this is the right color. So I'm using a squeegee from the Cold Wax Academy. I am not using cold wax, I'm just using plain oil paint, but the squeegees are wonderful for, they're a wonderful painting tool for manipulating paint in all different kinds of ways. So I'm just going to lightly put it on top here, like that. And always remember that when you do one pass of application, that you stand back from the painting and look at it and say, okay, that works. And then look at it up close, because we have a tendency to get so involved in what's happening up close that we forget that actually most people are going to be seeing it from like 5-6 feet away or 3 feet away, and it has to work on both levels. It has to work up close and from far away. So, okay, I like that a little bit. So now what I need to do is bring some of the dark around, or maybe what I need to do is take a brush, and I'm going to take this brush here. And no, I'm going to take this brush, because this is what this is a Filbert. It's a number 16 Filbert Princeton 6100 series. And this might upset some of you, but I take the Filbert and I pound it like this. And I call it my ruined Filbert technique. So what it does is it opens up the bristles and allows you to kind of dot and push and not have a smooth mark, but kind of move things around a little bit. So now I'm going to stand back and take a look. Now I'm going to go back in with the black again, or the black blue. And fortunately, I have a little bit of this left from my first mixing. So I have just like at the edge of my squeegee, a little bit of paint here. And I'm going to start from the other side of, well, what am I trying to say? I'm going to start here and bring it into the red-brown area, as opposed to starting here and going down, so that it creates like a juncture that's knitted together. So pull that in. Again, I have no idea what's actually going to happen. So Sort of wish that hadn't happened like that, but it did. And then I'm going to start rubbing this up a little bit like that. Come in with some more blue black and go back this way into it like that. And I have to decide pretty soon if I want to keep this part light or make this whole thing dark. And I'm thinking that if I make the whole thing dark, it's going to be too much of a hole down there. So I'm taking this and very lightly pulling it across like this. And just massaging it into the light color there. Now I'm going to stand back and take a look. I'm going to stop here, and the next area that I think I'd like to address is here, but first I have to start to feel like, what do I want to do here? Because always remember that your feeling is what dictates your color and compositional decisions. So I look forward to taking you on my journey as I continue to develop this unfinished painting. And at this point, you know, it's not that interesting. And so it's partly not that interesting, in my opinion, because I'm still trying to connect to it on a level that goes below my, my compositional orientation. So I look forward to seeing you in upcoming videos with this painting. And if you're interested in learning more about how to mix color from a more practical point of view, from a more, you know, user-friendly, I invite you to go to my website and look at the online recorded workshops. The one, Understanding Your Visual Language, is about what your visual language is based on what your inner voice is. And I also have practical application for painters, practical color application for painters, which addresses just that, you know, how to practically mix color for your palette as opposed to pre-mixed colors that are coming right out of a tube that may be colors you like, but they're coming from something other than your inner voice. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey everyone, before I go, I want to tell you about a very special live online workshop sponsored by the Scottsdale Artists School and is being held March 3, 4, 5, 2023, and it's painting into abstraction. So what we do in this class is help you access your inner voice, your inner expression, and understand how that then informs your compositional choices and the development of a painting in the realm of abstraction. I'll be giving demos of color mixing, talking about compositional checkpoints. You'll have some time to paint on your own in your own studio, as will I. You'll have a chance to watch me paint. It's a lot of fun. And you know, I've come to see that there's something very special about these live online workshops through Zoom, because we're all in this very intimate space together. And it allows some very provocative conversations to happen and for people to really connect in a space that is a little different than when you're in person. So I really hope that you'll join me. The sign-up link is below, and you have until February 27th, 2023 to sign up. If you miss it, well, you'll just have to join the next one. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.